Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Koffman, a retired family doctor and clinical professor, and the co-founder, executive vice president, and chief medical officer of the nonprofit CLL Society. But I'm also an almost 2-decade survivor of chronic lymphocytic leukemia, or CLL. And today I'm going to share a blog post, I guess this is called vlogging, on my CLL. By August 2025, it'll be 2 years that I've been on my epcoritamab trial, which has been extremely effective for my CLL, but it's also been suppressing my normal T and B cells, and therefore increasing my risk of infection. And infections are the leading cause of death in chronic lymphocytic leukemia, or CLL, accounting for between 1/3 and 1/2 of all mortality. And patients on treatment are often at even higher risk. For example, in my trial of epcoritamab, of the 4 deaths that were recorded, 3 of them were from infections, and 1 was from skin cancer that may well have been related to the immune suppression seen both from the CLL and its treatment with epcoritamab. And while I personally have so far dodged any infections or serious cancers, other than 1 basal cell carcinoma that was easily cured with a Mohs procedure, which is a specialized method of surgically excising the skin cancer, I don't plan to test my luck any further. Since my decision to stop the trial was the results of my recent T-cell subset blood tests. I already knew that the antibody had essentially wiped out all my healthy B cells. The cancerous ones that had mutated to form my clonal CLL were gone, but so were the healthy ones that produce antibodies. That's what epcoritamab targets, so there was no surprise there. In this way, it's similar to the other monoclonal antibodies used to treat CLL, such as rituximab and obinutuzumab, in that it depletes B cells, both normal and cancerous. And while not having any antibody-forming B cells is far from ideal, it is rarely life-threatening. Low or no T cells is a whole different story. Think AIDS. Epcoritamab is a bispecific antibody, so it works its magic in killing CLL by engaging the healthy T lymphocytes to kill the B lymphocytes, but in doing so, the T lymphocytes exhaust themselves and die quickly. My T cell counts are low. They weren't low 6 months ago. My helper CD4 T cell count is 350. Normal should be above 500, well above 500. AIDS range is less than 200, so I'm halfway there. My cytotoxic, or CD8 killer T cell count is also low. Obviously, my total T cell count is low. It might be even lower now, as the blood that was drawn that gave me this results was done before another, and likely my very last epcoritamab injection. And the T cell count only addresses the quantity of cells. Their quality is almost certainly impaired based on all the data that's available for what happens to T cells in this kind of therapy and with patients with CLL. So it's time to quit. The risk-benefit ratio is tilted in the wrong direction. The likelihood of me getting much more benefit from 1 more shot in the belly is small. However, the chances of a long treatment-free remission are very high if I stop now, and the future looks bright with the number of great new therapeutic options available when the time eventually comes that I'll need treatment again, growing every year. Definitely time to say thanks and move on. In a follow-up post here and on my blog at bkoffman.blogspot.com, I'll talk more about the psychological impact of going off therapy. At least in my case, while it will be wonderful to not have to engage with my cancer so often through all the regular trial visits, there was some reassurance in checking in monthly with my doctors and knowing all was going well. I'll discuss this more in a follow-up post.